Next, we move on to the feedback videos, and so I would turn this over to the society, please.
Hi, I'm Hyun from South Korea, who is an old friend of Salman Sharif and has a close relationship with the Pakistan Society of Neurosurgeons. First of all, congratulations to the achievement of Golden Jubilee of International PSN WFNS webinars, and congratulations to the virtual appreciation webinar and trauma symposium. Although the COVID-19 situation posed many limitations, International PSN WFNS webinars has allowed many doctors around the world to share their knowledge. Despite the many difficult situations, it is amazing to host more than 50 continuous International PSN WFNS webinars. Though this, I believe that neurosurgeons around the world have learned and shared a lot.
Hello, Corrado Iaccarino from Italy. I think that the success of the webinars of the Pakistan Society of Neurosurgery is proof that the natural impulse to share knowledge is part of the culture of neurosurgeons. A special thanks to Salman Sharif, who was able to convey this spirit to the community where each of us felt a fundamental part. Thanks also to Imad for this precious and patient support.
Dear all, I'm Nikolai Pev, a neurosurgeon from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Lately, I have been involved in participation and organizing a series of webinars organized by Pakistan Society of Neurosurgeons in collaboration with the World Federation of Neurological Societies and World Spinal Column Society. These are highly educational and scientific events attracting world-renowned speakers and also big number of participants from all over the world. I do recommend you to follow this series of webinars in order to broaden your knowledge and skills. Thank you.
I would like to take the opportunity to thank Salman Sharif and the Liquid National Hospital for enabling us to conduct this series of webinars on behalf of the International Society of Pediatric Neurosurgery, the Latin American Society of Pediatric Neurosurgery, and the pediatric section of the WFNS. We hope that this has been an exciting time where many people have learned from all 5 continents. We hope to continue collaborating with Salman Sharif in this great project. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. That was a great testimonial video, thank you. Next, we will be going into the moderator appreciation ceremony. Our leads for this would be Professor Ahmad Kanan, as well as Vladimir Benish. Professor Benish is the head of neurosurgery at the Central Military Hospital in Prague, Czech Republic. He has been the chair and now the co-chair of the WFNS Anatomy Committee. He has been very gracious in performing multiple webinars, particularly with regards to the International PSN Roten Neuroanatomy modules as part of the international faculty and leading many of these lectures, particularly in cavernoma and supracerebellar infrontatorial approach. Professor Ahmad Kanan is a Saudi Arabian neurosurgeon who has taken on the reins of co-chair of the Neuroanatomy Committee and helped to move it even in this time of COVID, has made an immense contribution to the Pakistan Society of Neurosurgery and the WFNS webinars, particularly in these Roten neuroanatomy modules. I keep getting across my desk for approval, new webinars and new seminars to go forward. And so we're thankful to Professor Ahmad Kanan for giving us his expert opinion and time. So I will turn it over to them.
Right.
Imad, you start, please.
Oh, okay. It's my pleasure to moderate the next events from this appreciation webinar. First, on behalf of the Neuroanatomy Committee, and of course with my co-partner and brother is Professor Vladimir, we'd like to extend our appreciation and congratulations to you, Salman, for conducting this wonderful webinar, education webinar. All the residents, young trainees, even young practicing neurosurgeons, they have benefited from this Roten series and other webinars. Do joint venture with other committees like in the trauma committee, spine committee, endoscopy, and of course neuroanatomy, which is our committee. We'd like to thank you, and I leave Vladimir if you'd like to add something onto this.
Well, I just would like to congratulate Salman for all the webinars he has organized, because it was on a very short notice when the pandemic hit. You immediately started, Salman, and it was a weekly event, or even 2 in a week. And of those which I have seen, and there were many, everything was excellent. So you had a good choice, you had a good hand in organizing this, and I do not recall any technical glitch, which is amazing. And we all have learned a lot. And since we say adult neurosurgeons have learned a lot, I believe that the residents really appreciated it, and that you are loved by them, Salman. Over to you, Imad.
Yes. So should I go ahead and with the introduction?
Please do.
My understanding, I'm supposed to introduce Professor Franco Servade. Is he with us?
Yes, Franco is here.
Franco, I will give just a few words regarding Franco. As a dear friend, it's my honor to present and introduce our World Federation President. Franco is a life image of an Italian who does not believe in social distancing. But outside the corona pandemic, he's a man who has from day one traveled to every spot on that earth to help and support young society, less privileged countries, to promote their safe practice and support and embrace education for the young talents and the female neurosurgery. So he spared no effort in promoting the educational activities. I know sometimes he comes from the airport directly to the meetings. And I don't know whether his pineal region produce melatonin or not, because he has been very busy around the clock. His vital role is very well appreciated by all of us. And of course, during this sad time of webinars and pandemic, he promoted all the webinars. He has a listening ear and appreciate ideas. He promoted a lot of protocols to help the practice of neurosurgery around the globe. And thank you, Franco.
Yeah.
So this certificate will be, I leave it to Franco to give the certificate now.
Yes, thank you, Imad. I will say some word at the end. Now I will give the certificate to my successor, Nelson Oyeziku, who is a very well recognized pituitary and Greek neurosurgeon from the Emory University in Atlanta, US, and who has already started working with me in this worldwide and broad exposition of the World Federation. So, Nelson, please receive with our best wishes this certificate.
Thank you, Franco, and thank you everybody for your wonderful support and attendance at all these seminars and webinars, which have been critical for continuing our educational efforts during this time. Thank you.
The second certificate I will give to Mehmet Zileli from Turkey, from Ege University, Izmir, Turkey. It's one of the co-chairmen of the Spine Committee. In these years, the activities of the Spine Committee of the World Federation were amazing. They have already started a series of webinars even 2 years before the pandemic, so it was easy for them to reconvert. Mehmet has worked a lot in publications, so I am extremely happy to give to Mehmet this virtual certificate of appreciation, waiting for a meeting who is not virtual with all of you. I will then move to give the certificate of appreciation to Tariq Khan, a long-lasting friend. He's the chairman, co-chairman of the Neurotrauma Committee of the World Federation, also very, very active committee. Tariq has participated to many webinars recently and to many meetings. And I thank him for the work he's doing both with the committee and with participation to all these worldwide webinars. Thank you, Tariq.
Thank you very much, Franco. It's an honor.
And last, but no, not last, the third one is Dr. Razulic Lucas, also a long-lasting friend from Serbia, who was really impressed all neurosurgeons with the possibility to do peripheral nerve surgery and trauma. It is really a pleasure for me. Lucas has organized many meetings, not last but not least the next European Congress was reconverted to web-based. So Lucas, please, my best congratulations for your work.
Thank you, Franco. Thank you all. Just to express and to tell that I really miss all of you, and I really looking forward to see you all live as soon as possible and continue our activities. Our Congress in Belgrade will be live in 2022, but this is for this year. This is on virtual platform. Thank you.
Nancy Zenon, she is the chair of the pediatric neurosurgery at the World Federation. When I pick up the next beginning of my presidency, I pick up the chairman of the pediatric neurosurgery. I didn't know very well Nancy. Everybody spoke in a nice way about her, but I am really very happy that I have chosen her. She did a tremendous work, traveling everywhere, promoting pediatric trauma and neurosurgery. I'm very happy to give her this certificate. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Franco. It was a great opportunity to work with you. Thank you for your support. It was a great pleasure to work and travel and see everyone. Hope next year we can continue. Thank you very much.
Connection problem. I'm here.
Okay, Mehmet, I give you back the certificate I've already given to you. I repeat very quickly. I'm very happy to give a certificate to a man who did work a lot in this spying committee. You have produced webinars even before the pandemic, and you have published all the guidelines produced by the committee. My congratulations and the best for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you all. all the members, and Salman especially. Thanks a lot.
Well, Salman is out of discussion. At the end, we will also say more.
I think it's, I'm now up to be able to present the next set of certificates. Obviously, the first was Vladimir Benish. I gave his introduction a little bit earlier, but I wanted to take a moment for special thanks for his wonderful lectures on these webinars. He was a big part of that, particularly with regards to the Neuroanatomy Committee. As you can see, his talks on supracerebellar infratentorial approaches and cavernomas were very well received. So congratulations, Vladimir.
David, thank you very much. And I must say that from you, this is very special for me, since you know I have spent a year at Barrow and you are from Phoenix. So it's a lot of nostalgia, and we've known each other for many years and we always did a good job. And Salman, thanks very much for inviting me. It was a big, big pleasure for me. Thank you.
Well, once the crisis is over, we look forward to seeing you back in Phoenix, particularly during the winter. Next up was Professor Ahmad Kanan, as I mentioned, from Saudi Arabia. He also has had a tremendous impact with his contribution of the International Pakistan Society of Neurosurgery, the Rotan Neuroanatomy modules. These are been very, very well received and has been a huge factor in driving these wonderful webinars. So Professor Kanan, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Frank. David, actually, I thank you very much first that you were patient to my regular correspondence every now and then with the full program each time, and with the request for promotion of that activities. I have as well a nice memory from the Barrow, but it was 30 years ago when Professor Rickett was still there. And I spent some time with Bob Spetzler. We just changed the palm trees into cactus and we moved from Riyadh to Phoenix. Thank you very much to you, and of course for Salman, who has been very supportive to our committee as well. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ahmad. Our next certificate goes to Chandrasekhar Diapajari. He is the professor and head of neurosurgery at Bombay Hospital in India. He's also the chair of the WFNS endoscopy committee. He has been absolutely tremendous in this committee for the WFNS. He's really, truly moved it to the next level, and it's been an absolute pleasure working with him. He's also been very involved with the PSN neuroanatomy modules, and the collaboration between the neuroendoscopy committee and neuroanatomy and the PSN has been fantastic. We give him appreciation not just for that, but also his wonderful talk on craniopharyngiomas. Thank you very much, Chandrasekhar.
Thanks, David. It's a wonderful opportunity, Salman, and we really thank you. I think the pandemic really caused our physical distancing, but I think with the proper use of digital platform, he's brought us all closer. And I think the potential of the digital platform, we are understanding so much better that I think all committees are now interacting much more frequently. And I think all this is to help young people. And I hope they take good advantage of this. Thanks for this opportunity and privilege.
I would echo those sentiments. I think the electronic media, given the crisis, has really flattened the world in many ways. My next presentation of certificates goes to Mahmoud Qureshi. Obviously, Mahmoud is Moody is very well known to everyone out there. He's a dear friend and consultant neurosurgeon in Nairobi, Kenya. He's co-chair of the neuroendoscopy committee. He has done an immense amount of work in the international world and in education. We are particularly grateful to Moody for his expert moderation, his brilliant talk on suboccipital transtentorial approaches. Thank you, Moody, for your contribution to the PSN and the WFNS.
Thank you, David. It's obviously an honor and a privilege to be amongst the galaxy of stars that we see on the screen today. And for Salman and the support that he has been giving everyone in training is just amazing. And I really want to take this opportunity to say a special thank you to his team. Imadullah, who's always there to remind us and send emails to us. And really, it's been a very fortunate offshoot of the pandemic that we've seen such activity come across through the Pakistani Neurosurgical Society, and it's showing the way to the rest of us and how to do things. Thank you, Salman. Thank you, David. And thank you, everyone who's on this group.
Right. So I think it's my turn to come back, and if you allow me, Dr. David,
yes.
I am next online to ask Professor Nelson to give the certificate to the other batch, and a few words. Professor Nelson, I know him, a friendship that goes more than 25 years back, and a stout neurosurgeon, and he adopted the same baby like what I did. We have the same baby, which is the pituitary science. He has published tremendously and gave a wealth of publication on that subject and the research. He made a great contribution to education and academia. He was the editor up to recently of Neurosurgeon, and he's the upcoming president of the World Federation. We wish him all the best for the future. Professor Nelson.
Thank you very much, Imad, and thank you, everyone, dear friends all over the world. It's my privilege. It's my great privilege and honor to distribute these certificates in gratitude from the Federation for the wonderful job you've all done. First up is our dear host, Dr. David Adelson, who everybody knows. And obviously, David has been a dear colleague and friend for many decades now. He's director at the BNI, Bioneurological Institute at Phoenix Children's Hospital, and he chairs the neurosciences and chief of pediatric neurosurgery. We also know him in the Federation as the coordinator for our committee activities, and we extend great gratitude for all his support and his wonderful talk on pediatric brain tumors. David?
Thank you very much. It's an honor, and obviously thank you, Salman, the rest of the PSN for really this forward push into the electronic age. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Then next is my great pleasure to also acknowledge the with thanks, the efforts of Dr. Saud, who is past president of the World Spinal Column Society and professor of orthopedics and spine surgery from Egypt. We thank you for your wonderful contributions to the Virtual World Spine 2020. I don't see him. Is he on? All right. Next will be Professor Naderi, Saeed Naderi.
Hello, I'm here.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, sir, for the kind words. Thank you, Salman, for everything you're doing for the education in the world. The great group of educators who gathered to give those webinars, either for the World Spinal Column Society or the webinars of the World Federation of Neurosurgical Societies, together with the Pakistani Neurosurgical Society. Those webinars and all the educational activities of the great educators who work relentlessly changed the career of a lot of surgeons, changed the way they look to the spine care of the patients. So I'm so much privileged to be part of this movement of education around the world for neurosurgeons and orthopedic spine surgeons. Thank you for having me. Thanks for the appreciation. I wish I deserve it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to acknowledge Professor Naderi, who is Professor of Brain, Spinal Cord, and Nerve Surgery at Marmara University in Turkey. He's also currently Professor and Chairman of the Department of Neurosurgery at the Health Sciences University in Istanbul. He's past president of the WSCS, and we're thankful to him for his support and great contributions to Virtual World Spine 2020. Professor Naderi, thank you.
Okay, Seth is not here today, so he just sent his wishes.
Okay, okay. And finally, Professor Ayub, Saeed Ayub from Hayatabad Medical Complex in Peshawar, Pakistan. He's an executive committee member of the PSN, and we thank him immensely for his contributions to the International PSN and the World Federation webinars. Professor Ayub, thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Salman. And it's a very amazing galaxy of neurosurgeons who have kept this webinars on and have reduced the distance from the learners. So I really much appreciate. Thank you very much once again.
Okay, with that, I conclude my tasks and I'll hand it off.
Okay, I believe it's my turn now to ask Professor Shadid Ayub, who just has received his certificate, to introduce another set of lecturers. So, Professor Shadid, please.
Thank you, Professor Velat and Professor David. Now, I would like to introduce Professor Adrian for his tremendous support. He is presently working as a neurosurgeon at National Children's Memorial Hospital, Costa Rica. He's also actively involved in WFNS educational seminars, and he had also contributed tremendously for that. So for his efforts, we are very much appreciating his support to WFNS, all committees, as well as support to PSN educational workshops.
Again, Adrian had to go. Adrian is actually the main person behind the ISPN webinars that we're doing for pediatric neurosurgery. So you can carry on, please. Thank you.
Yes. My second appreciation is for Basant Kemisra, who is currently heading the Department of Neurosurgery and Gamma Knife Surgery at Mumbai. Actually, we had opportunity to visit his setup. He had also been past president World Federation of Skull-Based Societies and past president of Asian Australian Society of Neurological Surgeons. His presentation on conventional surgery for vestibular schwannoma was one of the very liked presentation in this webinar. So his services and his support is appreciated.
Actually, again, Basant had to leave because of a case, so he won't be here, and he sent his regards to everyone and thanks.
Our next appreciation certificate is for Professor Corrado Lecarino. He had contribution in neurosurgery. He's presently working in Parma, Italy. And his presentation on spinal trauma, C3 results, cranioplasty, timings and complication was presentation contributed towards this webinar.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to be part of this community I was very proud to share our knowledge, and I think this is the future of the part of the educational applying of the WFNS, hoping to meet each other in the next in presence educational occasion. Thank you so much.
Our last appreciation in this segment is for Professor Lara Ripa. She's very actively involved in WFNS education committees. His support for young neurosurgeons is also tremendous. I would be very thankful for his contribution towards these educational seminars. Professor Lara Ripa.
Sorry, Imadullah, can you unmute Laura, please?
Sir, I tried, but I think she's not there.
Okay, so we move on.
So I am back, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd like to introduce my friend and colleague, Professor Chandrasekhar Diobujari. He is the head of neurosurgery at Mumbai Hospital, and he is the chairman of the endoscopy committee. He has a major contribution to several webinars. He was with us on the neuroanatomy. He was with Salman on several occasions on endoscopy. And his contribution, I think, very well regarded. He gave a nice talk about craniopharyngioma recently with the Pakistani webinar. Professor Chandra, please receive the certificate.
Thanks, Imad, David, and Salman for this honor. It's my pleasure to introduce one of the longtime colleague and local friend, Atul, who's the chief of neurosurgery at the local KEM hospital. He is very well known internationally for his innovative thinking and has contributed a lot on the CV junction and has taken special part in the webinar of the WFNS spine and PNS on stability of CV junction. Atul, please. Are you there, Atul?
No, sir, he's not there.
He was there earlier. I think he had to leave.
Well, if Atul is not there, the next person to appreciate would be Dr. Mike Steinmetz from the Cleveland Clinic. He is the chairman of neurosurgery at the Cleveland Clinic, and he is the vice president of currently of the Congress of Neurological Surgeons. And he has contributed very appreciable talk on robotics in spine surgery to this symposia. So it's an honor to appreciate Dr. Michael Steinmetz.
Mike is not here as well. He had to leave, sorry.
Okay. So the last person in the, this session is Nikolai Peep. Nikolai is a consultant neurosurgeon and a spine surgeon at Belfast, and he has contributed to this series of webinars on minimally invasive TLIF recently, and I would like this certificate for his appreciation.
Imadullah, can you unmute Nikolai, please?
He is, I think, busy.
No, no, no. Okay. Hello. I'm here. Hi, everybody. Pleasure as usual to be with you. It would be more pleasurable to be together somewhere around the world, but as we can't do that with the coronavirus outbreak, we have to go with online. So, but even online, I think it's we're doing great. We have managed to organize this great webinars, series of webinars, which are attracting many people from all over the world. I'm saying we because I have been involved, but of course the main engine have been Salman and we are always thankful for what he's doing, and he's driving this forward. So real pleasure, and I will be with you in the future, and I'll be happy to contribute. Thank you so much, and thank you, Salman, for driving this.
Thanks, Nikolai. And with this, I think I hand over to Vlad.
Okay, it's my great pleasure to ask Professor Moody Qureshi, one of the most prominent African neurosurgeons from Nairobi, Kenya, to hand over the next certificates. Moody, it's yours.
Thank you for those kind words. Thank you for those.
Next three people are not there, but you can just go through their.
Okay, all right. So thank you very much, Vlad, for those kind words. My pleasure is to introduce and to give the certificates to three very eminent gentlemen. One is Azmi Alias, who's not there, but a very close friend. And really, he's the deputy head of and senior consultant at the hospital in Kuala Lumpur, closely affiliated with the Pakistan Neurosurgical Society, and a prominent member of the Asian Congress of Neurological Surgeons in its executive board. He gave us an excellent talk on the approaches to the anterior skull base lesion. I think it'll be on record because we are recording, so I'm sure he will get this information at some point. Salman, great to have invited people like Azmi. Next one, who is also a real star in endoscopic spine surgery, is Yoon Sung Kim, who's in the Department of Neurosurgery at Gangnam Severance Hospital in South Korea. He's a great friend of the Pakistani Neurosurgical Society and very well known in the WFNS spine committee. He gave a talk on transforaminal disc and advanced endoscopic spinal decompression during this series. So really, he's one of the well-known individuals in endoscopic spine surgery. Last but not least, it's my pleasure to present the certificate of appreciation to Kang Taek Lim, who's a consultant neurosurgeon at Ten Tin Spine Hospital in Seoul, South Korea, and is also equally well renowned in endoscopic spine surgery. He mesmerized us with his talk on multifunctional role of endoscopy in spine surgery, and a real pleasure to listen to these two gentlemen from South Korea. With that, I hand you back to Vlad. Or to Salman, whoever is. Vlad, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, hand you back to, hand my responsibilities back to you, and then the program carries on.
Okay, so Moody, thanks for kind words, and thanks for introducing the lectures. And now I will hand over to Salman, the most important force behind all these seminars. Salman, please.
I'm just grateful to everybody who stand up, and it's good to see so many people turning up for this. And some of the people had to leave because of their commitments, and we can understand that. I see Laura Lipa there as well, who earlier we didn't see, and also Adrian just joined in as well. But everything has been brilliant, and the support has been unbelievable. I'm going to actually announce the certificate for Professor Franco Cerveri. Franco, are you there? So let's see if he can see.
Yes. He has to be unmuted.
Let me do that.
Yeah, I am unmuted. Everything okay?
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so I don't have any words to introduce Franco. Everybody knows Franco, but the support he's given to everybody, especially the young people, and what he's thought about how the education should change and what we should be doing. And the guidance from him all along has been brilliant. So I'm really grateful, and I wish that all our future presidents, if they worked in the same way, I think we could change the way neurosurgery is done worldwide, and we could make neurosurgery equal worldwide. And that's what we should be hoping for. So, and I'd like to give this certificate on behalf of the World Federation and Pakistan Society of Neurosurgeons, and all the societies who contributed, all the neurosurgeons who contributed for this period. Can we have the certificate, please?
Yes, thank you so much. And I appreciate a lot of the work you have done and this recognition on my work and the kind words you have used to introduce me. Thank you so much. I'm very happy to receive your certificate.
Thank you, Franco. Again, I think I'd like you to carry on. You've got your presidential address now, so you can carry on and give that. Thank you.
Yeah. Can you see me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I just say a few words about, first of all, the amazing numbers of webinars organized by Salman and by the Pakistan Society of Neurosurgery, by all my friends who are here and who are not here but are in contact and are teaching in webinars. The World Federation reconverted quickly from an organization of in-person meeting and courses to an organization who is based on the web, like every organization now. I have to tell you that if I have lost the counts of the web that we have organized. I have counted until 450, then I lost the counts. It doesn't really matter. And the most
What happened?
He's been muted again.
Okay, now it's okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I was unmuted. What I'm telling you, I was the editor of the issue of Focus on neurosurgery and COVID. And we received a lot of papers about education and neurosurgery at the time of COVID. We received 6 times more papers than we could accept, unfortunately. And many of these papers were from a very good level. But I'm telling you, there are so many proposals of how to deal with the COVID times in education that I'm sure we will do our best to keep our young neurosurgeons alive, working, and educated. And the other thing, which is a positive thinking, not everything is negative in this period. We tend to consider that that's a dark period. As every dark period, at the end, there is a light, and the light is coming from the dark. I'm telling you, Salman, you have seen, as I've seen today, how many people attended this webinar, and young neurosurgeons who never came to congresses, meetings, and courses. They simply couldn't do it. They didn't have the money. They didn't have the possibility to travel. And I have looked at the people who is with you today. We have, just to tell you something, we have people from Congo, Libya, Syria, Vietnam, all over the world. I mean, people from Libya and Syria cannot travel. They cannot go everywhere, but they can come to this meeting. So paradoxically, we have extended the audience of young neurosurgeons attending a congress or a meeting. We have not reduced it. It is a different task, it's a different target. But the audience and the credibility of our institution increase in this. It's our duty to maintain it in the future and to understand that this part of the young neurosurgeon, we must keep them trained. We don't have to leave them out as we have done for a long period, because as you understand, we received a lot of email. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I couldn't come before. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the possibility. So let's take this positive message. We are doing better than before, at least in one side of our work. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That's brilliant. Professor Ahmad Kanan, maybe you could ask Professor Nelson to join us and say a few words.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Nelson.
Can you hear me?
Yes, a lot of people are muted, but yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Right. Well, not a whole lot more to add to what Franco has so forthrightly delivered about the influence and the impact that these webinars have had on the outreach of education across the world. And I think this effect is going to be here to stay long after COVID is over. And I think that's going to be a net positive for the Federation and indeed any organization that is committed to education. I'd like to thank Salman and his entire team of organizers and faculty for the tremendous work they've put into this. It's an incredible amount of logistics, and they should be applauded for the incredible efforts that they've put into it. And we look forward to many more of the same. And God willing, we'll be able to convene somewhere in the future again at a World Congress and see all our dear friends once more. So thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to continue to work with everybody as we advance the aims of the Federation over the next years. Thank you.